Welcome everybody to this Empire Showcase. This time, Ben the Barman at the helm of the Sigmar's Sons versus the Peasants of Bretonnia. Now, what do you bring in this matchup? Now, you can already see some Pistolier in the distance, but let's look at front line. We've got Gold Chevron Spearmen, meaning they have 50 to 51 melee defense. Really will hold the line, last for quite some time. And you would think, why not just bring halberdiers at this point? But they have the shields, and the shields are a really good countermeasure against peasant archers with bows. Now, you can't go wrong with Sigmar's Sons being the unbreakable, powerful infantry units that they are. They will literally hold the line to the last man, and they will do it well. But here is the magnificent, the powerful, the Volkmar the Grim on his good old-fashioned Volkswagen. Causes terror, high armor, anti-infantry. It's just so much AoE potential on one single unit. Bretonnia has a terrible history against single target entities with high mass and a lot of armor, and Volkmar the Grim fits that to a T. Now some more spearmen down the line, and we've got a Jade Wizard, because you gotta keep Volkmar alive and well. It's a great pick to bring the Lore of Life into this matchup. Now we've got the normal Demigryph Knights, not the Halberd ones, which is really interesting because I like them a lot, mainly because their stats are just better than Halberds in almost every way, except obviously when fighting other cavalry. So it may say anti-infantry there, but if you look at their unit card, they actually don't have any anti-infantry sort of bonus. It's just anti-everything with armor piercing. And can't go wrong, you gotta get the good old-fashioned steam tank, the meme tank, as many say. But in this matchup, I think it is a legitimate choice. Remember, it's a single target entity with high armor, and it causes terror. Not only that, it's unbreakable. Yeah, you're not going to deal with this anytime quickly for the Bretonnian forces. I mean, you have like Gotrek, some good old-fashioned Pistoliers, and if you take an overall survey, you've got no bowmen, no archers, no huntsmen, no quarrelers, or handgunners. So why would you do that? And that's because if the only cavalry or skirmish you have has 90 speed, yeah, good luck having to catch that sort of firepower. Now, you do have Gotrek in the back, more healing for him because of it's just a great choice. Lore of Light's going to keep him up, and he just deals so much damage against everything. Like, you may see he's anti-large, but he's honestly anti-everything, anti-infantry. It's just that maybe he takes a little bit more damage from them in terms of trades. Now, looking at the Bretonnian forces, we do have some mounted yeomen getting shot up by the Pistoliers straight off the bat. And if you look at the front line, it's actually quite high cost. You've got battle pilgrims, and you've got a powerful punching force of 3 units of foot squires. You really don't see these too often, because they're not very cost effective. They'll get cycle charged to death, and they're just not very high model count, and they can be terrified rather easily. But if they get their hands on enemy infantry, they will destroy them as long as they have the support they need. So a powerful front line. Of course, you just got the cheaper men-at-arms on the edges. Another battle pilgrim, so 2 battle pilgrims and 3 foot squires. So how are you going to pay for that? And that's not having Leonka or Alberic. You've got Rapunzel the Lioness on foot, along with Felix. So yes, Felix and Gotrek are on different sides of the battlefield this time. Yeah, I don't think this is lore friendly, but you know, it could be a grudge between Gotrek and Felix. Maybe a little argument over dinner. Now, some Grail Guardians, these are the anti-infantry version. They're melee cav, so they have really good stats, 56 melee defense, but they don't have a great charge bonus, along with questing knights on the periphery. Now, if you look overall, this army, they've got no range tools. It's a very interesting Bretonnian army versus I think a standard Empire army versus Bretonnia. But how will this match up? Let's get right into it. Now, Pistoliers doing the job as they were given, shooting down anything that could possibly catch them and getting incremental value over a long period of time. That's what's so great about these skirmish calves. They may not deal a lot of damage, but like over a long time, they can get so much value chasing units off the battlefield or even killing outright light armor units. And they have the ammunition to do it. Now, a good old steam tank getting lots of value starting off, firing its cannon shots into the questing knights. That's so much damage already. And you can see the trap has been sprung because Demigryph Knights are going to countercharge them when they charge into the Steam Tank. Really great play by Ben the Barman. He is quite the strategist in terms of defending it. He knew that this Steam Tank is going to get bugged down, and he had the Demigryph Knights to support right there. Now the Bretonnian front line is going to take a while to get there, but they are charging downhill, so they will get a small charge of bonus. But you can see here, he's removing. These foot squires are going to be dangerous, but once you make it past the front line, there's really no cookies to get into the cookie jar, because there's no sort of skirmish units, no archers to actually chase down, no artillery. So once you destroy the front line, there's really not much else these foot squires can do. But speaking of powerful units, we do have Rapunzel and Felix just mulching through these powerful, like Sigmar's Sons did have no chance against these two heroes, both anti-infantry. Unfortunately for the Empire, a banishment a little off, but a Soulfire doing quite a bit of damage to the Battle Pilgrims. Now, pretty much the game plan of Empire here is to blob up, right? You want Volkmar the Grim to blob up in as much infantry as possible, and you'll get so much value from banishments and Soulfires. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to charge into infantry and really bait the Bretonnian forces into trying to dive bomb them. Now, summon Manticore here, trying to chase down Volkmar the Grim, but Volkmar is an extremely tanky guy, and Felix go over here, dealing with the foot squires with ease. They're wavering. He did take quite amount of damage. Remember, he doesn't trade well with infantry, but he can definitely deal with them. Now, the Light Wizard, not the Light, but the Jade Wizard, it's a great choice for the Manticore to go after that. Got to take out the magic, but Volkmar and Felix will just make such quick work, especially Felix gets one smack on the Manticore, it's going to start rampaging, and no longer will the Jade Wizard be pressured. Now, if you look over at the Ponce and Felix, just absolutely destroyed Sigmar's Sons. How many kills could they possibly have? 43, 32. That's an expensive unit, lost to just two single target heroes. My goodness. And the Jade Wizard, you know what? He actually took quite a beating for that Manticore, but as long as he gets the magic off. A little interesting thing about Empire is that even though the Steam Tank is a machine, you can heal it with Lore of Life. It doesn't quite make sense. Obviously, for balancing standpoints, you should be able to heal it, because it would be kind of absurd if you couldn't heal it in terms like one unit. Even it may be a machine, but you can heal it, and that's where you get so much value. Now, a good Flock of Doom. Flock of Doom's really great against Empire State units because they have low armor and low leadership, so it'll accrue a good amount of value. And you'll see the front line of the Empire is buckling quite heavily. It was predicted to be so, but the Pistoliers still getting their shots in, and it's really the MVP of these Demigryph Knights. Remember, they're not the Halberd version, so they can just crump every single peasant that they go across. Now, they're not the Regiment of Rounds, so it won't cause terror, but they really do accrue so much value. 136, 4 minutes in, 136 kills. And of course, this Bretonnian player is being very... I feel it's very interesting to completely ignore the Steam Tank. If I was a Bretonnian player, I would get all of my cav and make a very large commitment to take out the Steam Tank as fast as possible. Now, another great Soulfire going into all these masses. Remember, Volkmar wants to group up, and Felix is among cavalry. This is a nightmare for the Bretonnian forces. It's quite clear that the Bretonnians have a pretty low power of balance sort of stake here. And as the spearmen hold the line, while they may not deal any damage, everybody else is doing so. Another banishment going on. Now, this might cause some friendly fire, but hey. Oh, no. Oh, it goes straight into the spearmen at arms. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. And Rapunzel the Lioness actually could be one of the few forces that could deal with Felix. Not Felix, but Gotrek. If you get both of your lords to deal with Gotrek, it would be quite a good trade, as Gotrek, while he's not he's really an anti-large, he just doesn't trade well against other lords. Plus, they have an anti-infantry bonus for Felix. Now, dealing with good Volkmar is actually taking quite a beating here. I think that's a way for the Bretonnians to get back into this game. If you goon out Volkmar, and then you take out Gotrek, and allow your cavalry to gain value by chasing and finally making the Pistoliers, once they run out of ammunition, you can bring this back. Unfortunately, the Damsel Beast is off the battlefield, and looking on the overall battlefield spectrum, it's just that steam tank. That steam tank cannot be taken down. It's just, he has just sitting there getting so much, look, 90 kills. Why is the Bretonnian player just letting this? You can't let the steam tank be by itself. Bring 4 trebuchets, be a random nix, shoot it down. But overall, I think that spells doom for the Bretonnians. So let's look at how Gotrek, he just smacks these Grell Guardians. Blessed by the lady. Yeah, Gotrek is beautiful. But it's the 1v1 duel. Actually, it's a 2v1 duel. It's no longer a duel, is it now? Ooh, steam tank getting there. But it's Gotrek versus Felix and Rapunzel, and this is terrible. I remember this is the ways you can take out Gotrek. He should be losing quite handily, but great play. You got the Pistoliers to support. Getting stuck, adding some more models, and there goes the models. You know what? Adding that was a little backfire. The steam tank killing like 4 Pistoliers with 1 cannon, and Gotrek. Oh no! Now I believe Gotrek's doom is going to proc. He's going to get his health back, but oh, Felix, don't let him. It would be quite a dishonor. You want to die to some mighty Chaos Lord or something. Don't die to your friend in combat. At least it'll make a great tale for Felix, right? So Felix, I think it's going to be the last breath for Gotrek as he just gets smacked by these great swords. And there he goes. Oh, he's still alive. Nope, he's dead. All right, so the 2 great swords, I think the army losses are going to start to set in. And of course, yeah, the Demigryph Knights, the steam tank, there's just too much power for the Bretonnians to deal with. But it was really fun to watch good old Felix just smack Gotrek right in the face and win. Now, Volkmar is actually at his healing cap, and right now we just pretty much have to get all our resources to take out the powerful core leadership core of Bretonnia. It's going to take a little bit. Single targets usually take a while to take down, but they're tired, they're exhausted, and once you get all your forces aligned and charge them, it won't be too long until army losses go in. So yeah, thanks Ben the Barman for sending in this replay. I got it from the tournament Discord, the official one. And I just realized when looking at my channel, I have like no Empire replays, mainly because I just don't play them. All my replays are usually destroying the Empire as I play as Chaos or the Greenskins or some form of wretched, like, heretic faction. But you know what? It was about time to show some Empire. If anything, I think it was really fun to watch Gotrek and Felix go at it. So guys, if you like the video, leave a like and subscribe if you want more. I'll catch you guys later.